Alrighty, here we go, 7th grade. We are continuing with some grammar today. This is Wednesday, okay, of week 5, quarter 2. We're going to continue and talk about really focus in on adverbs today. Okay, I know we've had our parts of speech test already, but we need to continue practicing with these skills. We went into depth with nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and verbs so far. Okay, this week we're going to really focus on adverbs. Okay, here it starts us off. Adverbs describe where did it happen, where did that action happen, or when did the action happen, how did it happen, and to what extent did that action happen. Okay, we're going to be talking about how adverbs are describing verbs today. Yes, they can describe other parts of speech as well, but we're really going to focus and take it step by step and talk about how adverbs are used to describe verbs in sentences. Okay, and we'll get familiar as we go through this short PowerPoint. As you see here, the adverb can, and the adverb will tell us where, when, how, or to what extent. As I also said on that previous page, here at the bottom, you will see how an adverb can describe 3 parts of speech. We're really going to focus on how it describes a verb today, though, and that will be your practice for today. Alrighty, here we go. I'm looking at this top highlighted in blue at the very top of the page right here. Adverbs can come before or after the word they describe. They do not always have to come after. I know a lot of times we practice them after, but do not forget they can also come before, and I'm going to show you both ways right here. Okay, take a look at the example we have at the top of the page. The sentence for our example is, I carefully looked everywhere. Okay, remember when we're searching for adverbs, oftentimes they do end in ly. That is not the case all the time, but for most cases, if you do see that ly, oftentimes it is an adverb. Okay, first we have to identify the verb in the sentence though, because remember, adverbs describe verbs. Okay, how it was done, why it was done, and to what extent it was done, remember. Okay, so we're going to look at this sentence. I carefully looked everywhere. My verb is looked because looked is my action. Okay, and in this sense, we actually have 2 adverbs. Okay, carefully and everywhere, and we'll get into that in just a sec. So if I take a look at my verb, which is looked in this sentence, because that is the action that is being described, okay, ask myself the question, how did you look? Okay, how did the person in this sentence look? They looked carefully. Okay, that is my first adverb, ends in ly, the good indication that an adverb is taking place there. Notice that this adverb carefully comes before the verb because my verb is looked, and my adverb carefully is placed before the verb. Okay, now if we ask ourselves the other question, where, right, because we ask ourselves how, where, to what extent, and why. Where did you look? I carefully looked everywhere. So everywhere is also an adverb in this sentence. No, it does not end in ly, okay, but it is also describing where they looked. Okay, looked is my verb again, describing where they looked. Everywhere is my adverb. Notice the location of this adverb. It comes after the verb in this sense, because adverbs can come before or after the word they describe. Okay, we're going to move on to some more practice, and just in case you are a little bit confused. All right, let's take a look at the directions at the top here. It says first tell the verb. So first we're going to identify the verb in the sentence, and then tell the adverb describing it. So if I read my example sentence here, 7th grade, you can intently play video games for hours. Okay, what is the verb? Okay, play is our verb. I know it says the verb phrase can play, but I really just right now want to focus on the main verb in the sentence. Play is an action. We can all go outside and play. Okay, so play is my verb. In order to identify my adverb, I have to find the verb and then find the word that is describing how I play. Okay, so here we go for what is the adverb. Your adverb would be intently. because intently is describing the verb. Intently is describing how they play video games. Okay, here we have again our ly, signifying to me that it is an adverb describing the verb. Alrighty, moving on to example number 2. The moon shined brightly in the sky. Once again, our first step is to identify the verb in the sentence. In our sentence here, we know that shined is the verb. Okay, moon is our noun. What is the moon doing? The moon is shining. Okay, that is an action. So how is the moon shining is the question we ask ourselves. The moon is shining brightly. Okay, brightly is describing the verb, is describing how the moon is shining. The moon is shining brightly. And once again, we see that ly down here that helps us remember that it is an adverb. Alrighty, 7th grade. That is it for this short video today. We have some short practice for you on this Wednesday's assignment. Okay, we want to start basic with adverbs. Remember, we are focusing on today how adverbs describe verbs. In order to do well on your practice today, you must first identify the verb in the sentence and figure out which word is describing that verb. That will lead you to your adverb. Okay, good job, 7th grade. Good luck on the practice. This is a short practice of 5 questions. And then you are allowed to play some adverb Jeopardy. Okay, make sure you get that short assignment done first before you move on to the review game. All right, make sure you're emailing and messaging Miss Dalton and myself so we can get squared away on this week's grammar practice. Good job, and see you soon, 7th grade.